Hello, Yash. Very good evening. We will wait for 5 minutes and we will start. Hello, Yash. Hello, Vedant. Am I audible? So I'll just unmute you guys. Right. Yes, Vijay, Prince, Yash, all are available. Okay. Okay, guys, let's start. And I think there are 4 or 5 people, maybe another 4 or 5, they will join. So this webinar is all about higher studies guidance. And I will do one thing. Instead of going in a regular lecture fashion, let me just try and get all of you. into the discussion mode. So if I go for meeting settings and if I just allow all right, so yes, so I have allowed microphone as well as camera to everyone. So instead of webinar, this will become kind of a meeting. Okay. So yeah, you can try. Yash, you can try and unmute. Vedant, you can try and unmute. If you just press, I think space bar, you can unmute yourself. That's what I think. But I think it may be specific to Zoom. All right, Mayur also joined. Yes, so I'll ask few questions. I would like to know whether you guys are working professionals or you are going to pursue the post-graduation studies, how it is. I think most of you have attended my webinar in past. So you can unmute and talk, or we can have a chat in the chat window. Let me just see if chat window is active. I'll just put a hi. Yeah, hello it is. So you can try and chat in a window, or you can have a very specific question, because what I was going to cover is already listed in email. Okay, so we will try and go through that point. Yeah, Mayur. Yes, Vedant, hello. You can unmute and talk, and just we can have a very casual conversation for post-graduation studies. Okay. Varsha also joined. Yeah. So are you all studying right now? How it is? Are you studying? Are you working professionals, or are you working? Are you a working professional and studying? That's another possibility.
Working, sir.
Yeah, Yash is working, correct. Vedant, Prince, Mayur is working, I know.
Yeah, hello,
Varsha is in third. Okay,
sir.
Prince is on. Yeah, okay. And Mayur, I'm doing masters. Yeah, I know that. Correct. I'm in my third year BTech, Varsha says. Okay, all right, good. So, guys, you can throw any question which is in your mind, and we can have a small conversation about higher studies. Those who are already in higher studies, they don't need any kind of explanation why it is important or why you should do it. But the Prince, are you looking forward for higher studies, or you are already a master degree holder? Varsha, you are sure going to plan for higher studies, right? Is it in India? Is it abroad? Okay, good. Prince is looking for higher studies. That's good. So one of our employee right now, he is doing a master's degree in Pune University. It's kind of a course specifically made for working professionals. There are BITS courses also, Birla Institute of Technology courses as well, which are distance learning courses for higher studies. So that is also a possibility which you can go forward with. Okay. Varsha says, I'm thinking to work for a couple of years, then go for higher studies after gaining some excellent idea, Varsha. That's actually the way forward. That's one of the things which I was going to discuss, which I learned through my students, to be very frank. Welcome, Akhil. Welcome, Ramki. So we will discuss these two or three aspects, guys. First important thing is higher studies are important. That's for sure. There is no fact denying it. When we say higher studies, we are talking about post-graduation or even doctoral studies. Okay. And because there are going to be fundamental researches, which are fundamental research wings, which are going to get opened up in any of the organization, there will be a requirement of postdoc for sure. Okay, so postdoctoral students or postdoctoral research associates, all these things are required. So even the doctoral studies are important, and the post-graduation studies are also important. So there are two possible best case scenarios which I can explain. So Yash is saying, I'm also planning to have some experience, then go for masters. Yes, I'm coming to that point. Two best possible explanations. What happens, I'll tell you. Once you start working, you will become habitual to earning and then saving and spending and all these things with your own money. That's for sure. So the first case is you start earning, that means you start working and then go for higher studies in a parallel manner. So you don't quit your job. Make sure your employer is aware about what you are doing, and you are going to go forward for higher studies. That's the first best possible case or scenario. The second case is you quit the job and 100% focus on higher studies. And first, before even you focus on higher studies, you should focus on entrance exams and getting good gate score or GRE, and plan for the best possible colleges or universities. So if you are talking, let's bring this discussion to some what you can say information level. Okay, so the first information which I'm going to pass to you. Are you guys ready? Type in ready if you are ready. So we all are focused. Okay, this will not take so long. Ready, everyone? Ready. Okay. So the first set of information for those who are looking forward for higher studies is, yes, thank you very much. Thanks, Varsha, Mayur, Akhil. The first thing is you have to identify interest areas. Okay, so there will be higher studies in for mechanical engineers. Of course, I'm talking about. It can be robotics, it can be CAD/CAM, it can be design, mechanical design, or it can be heat power. Okay, there is not much left after this. So you are going to cover most of the cases in these four branches. So first you will have to identify what is the most interesting area for you. There are some work integrated courses which are having different kind of a curriculum, but that also depends on what type of work you are right now doing. Okay, so that is not applicable. Currently, let's keep that aside. So first thing is domain, right? The second important thing, if I may just open the PowerPoint presentation, I will just write it down so that you guys can remember, or you can also write it down in your notes. Okay, so let me share my screen and yeah, is it visible? Screen visible, right? Yeah, so we are talking about this part, which is higher studies. Yeah. Okay. So first important part which we are discussing is domain. Okay. So there are various domains which you must be looking after, and you should be thoroughly understanding what curriculum. Okay. A classic case is you may go into a great college, but the curriculum for that particular domain, if it is not that great, whatever return on investment you are doing may not be at par. That's for sure. Okay, so make sure that you are focusing on domain, you are focusing on curriculum. Then you will have to focus on whether you are going to go for India or abroad? Okay. If it is India, are you going to target for IITs, IIT, NITs, IISc, or are you going to target for tier 1 colleges like maybe BITS or VIT or Manipal or anything? If you are going for abroad, you will have to choose for the country. So I will give you only 3 options, to be very frank, for mechanical engineers. First is US, second is Germany, and third is Sweden. Okay. Anything else, anything, Australia, it can be UK, it can be Italy or France or Canada, just don't go for it. Okay, it's going to be a horrific experience for you. Many of my students are telling me that, of course, they are all in US. They are telling that their friends went to their friends went to Australia, their friends went to Canadian colleges, and it's not well. It's not going well. Okay, there are less job opportunities. There are visa problems. There is issue with regards to the teaching and all other bit. Okay. So always remember, this is my personal suggestion. I may be wrong in some cases, but that does not mean the overall thing or overall part is not something which is correct. Okay. So best for mechanical engineers abroad is US, Germany, and Sweden. Germany, you have very specific universities, RWTH Aachen, or there is going to be Frankfurt University. All these very small, maybe 2 or 3 or maximum. In US also, you will have to figure out 5 best. So first is, of course, MIT, then you have Purdue, you have Ann Arbor, you have Michigan Tech, you have Texas. So these are going to be the favorite universities, which are going to be the public universities, which you are going to target. And in Sweden, there is Chalmers, which is also a great university for automotive. So when I see you are focusing on abroad, if you are focusing on automotive tech, Germany and Sweden are having excellent option. US is having an excellent option in Ann Arbor, which is very close to Detroit. Okay. So when you are thinking about this, try and make sure the GRE score, whatever your internship letters required or work curriculum required, all falls in line with the curriculum you are selecting. So even if you are taking or planning to take admission after 2 years or 3 years or 2 years after work experience, you should be starting to focus on your domain as well as the curriculum. Is this making sense, guys, right now? Okay. For those who have already taken admission, it's okay. Don't worry. Everything is going to be perfectly fine if you focus on the curriculum part. Okay. Right now, whatever curriculum is there in your hand. So those who are going to plan, like there are people who are going to plan after their work experience, they must be focusing first of all on the domain part, what domain you are going to select, and you will be focusing on curriculum part. If that suits you, what is the best curriculum available, whether it is in IIT, whether it is in NIT, whether it is in any of the abroad institute, or whether it is in any private university, whatever university you have in India. So as I said, it can be Manipal, it can be BITS, it can be VIT, it can be anything which is available in India at par with regards to infrastructural investment. I'm not going to talk about anything else, but the infrastructural investment is at par to IITs in these private institutes. Okay. So once you do this, then you are supposed to focus on the entrance exams. Am I right? So that is where the biggest hurdle is, right? Because you are working professional now. So you will have to figure out a way to make sure your entrance exam is flawless. You are getting admission to this said college, and that's what you should be targeting for. Making sense? Okay. So you will have to focus on these important aspects before even you think about going for higher studies. Okay. Or before even you enroll for higher studies. Okay. So I think Samir has joined. I think that's the only guy who joined later. Got my point? Clear, everyone? Type in clear if this is clear to you. Clear, Varsha? Clear, Prince, Akhil? Akhil, what's your status? Vedant, is this clear? Ramki, is this clear? Okay, so make sure you are focusing on, as I said, focusing on domain, focusing on curriculum, because people forget that there is something called curriculum which needs to be checked. What is it that I'm going to learn in 2 years? The second year is entirely, guys, remember, higher studies, the second year is entirely dedicated for project. And what is going to happen? You are not going to get any input apart from the industry input when you are doing your projects. Getting my point? So the single year which you have, that is the first year, that's where you are going to make sure you are entirely working on the theoretical subjects and the research based approach. So what is exactly a difference between a graduation and higher studies? It is going to be entirely focusing on research. Okay, research approach. So you will have to learn the research approach, how exactly the literature survey or literature study is being done, what is the problem statement, how we define a problem statement, what are the outputs we are expecting to have, how do you plan an experiment, what are the various experiments which you need to actually carry on. All these things come under the project planning part and research approach part. Okay, so before you enter the higher studies thinking, you should be focusing on why I am doing the higher studies. Okay, so if I add one more slide here, prior to higher studies slide, this is the biggest question you should be asking. Why? Why I need to go for higher studies? This answer should be 5 why answers. Okay, 5 whys you have to ask for the same problem statement. Okay, that is why I am doing higher studies. So you get an answer. You get an answer for better job prospect. So how you should ask the second why question? You should ask it like, why there are better job prospects after higher studies. Correct? So your answer, probable answer can be, the third level can be, there is less competition because there are less applicants. Okay, and unless you get the answer which is or the question which is not answerable, your 5 why actually completes itself, and that is called as 5 why 8D root cause analysis. Okay, of course, this is a problem statement to you. Higher studies is a problem statement for you. And you are going to do this 5 why things. You can easily find how to do 5 why on internet. It's extremely popular and easy. So it is 5 why root cause analysis which you should be doing. Making sense? Then you are going to go for this, as I said, and you should be choosing the best possible university or the college. Is this making sense? Okay. Now, I focused on the entrance exam part. For working professionals, entrance exam becomes a challenge. You may have to take a unpaid leave for 1 or 2 months if you are a working professional. Make sure you are 100% focusing and committed for entrance exam preparation. You are not going half-hearted. You are not going like, okay, I'll do it after work hours. That never happens. Making sense? So this is very important. And then you are supposed to focus on the experience gained, that is industrial experience, for employment after higher studies. Got my point? So you will have to plan it right like this. Let's imagine you are right now in final year engineering. You are awaiting your results. You are going to search for job, or you already have a job. You are going to do your job for another 1.5, 2 years. Then you are going to start preparing for the higher studies exams, and you are going to crack the entrance exam and going for the employment. Now, the experience for employment after higher studies is something which is extremely important. Why? Because you may be having your classmates just with no experience. Okay, they may be having zero experience, zero industrial experience, and then there will be there is going to be you who is going to have an industrial experience, and that is going to create a lot of difference in competitive markets like US, Germany, or Sweden, where you may have to work to actually compensate for either your educational loan or living expenses or anything, or for your better career perspective. I'm not saying that it's just the better career perspective. I came back from US after working there for 2.5 years on my own will. Okay, so I'm not going to glorify anything which is there abroad, but it's personal choice. I'm not against anyone who is staying there, but there are better career prospects in India as well. Okay? So this is all going to be very specific to a person who is having aspirations of their own. So I had an aspiration from day one of my engineering, from diploma, that I will start someday, I will start my own company or organization. That doesn't mean I started it just after my graduation. I did my entire 9 years of service in Tata Johnson Controls, and then of course collected funds. I made sure that I had enough funds to start a business, and I started my own business. Fine. So the thing is, it's not what you are going to do. It is what you are thinking right now. What is your final aim? What is it that drives you to do engineering? That actually makes you comfortable to do engineering studies. Because when you go into the higher studies part, and I'm specifically talking about technical higher studies, I'm not talking about the managerial higher studies. When you are going for technical higher studies, you are committing even more for the core engineering domain. Am I right? So you are connecting to even deeper side of basic engineering, not just the surface side of basic engineering. You are going deeper, you are going into material sciences, basic physics, understanding even deeper material sciences, or deeper strength of material, or it can be advanced strength of material. You are going to understand all these things. And for that, you are going to search for even challenging jobs. So the job which you are going to search for after your graduation and job you are going to search for after your post-graduation are going to be entirely different. Am I right? You are not going to search for the same type of a job. You will be searching for something which is advanced, something which is having continuous career growth, and that's why you are choosing the post-graduation. So this why is extremely important. If you are just pushing forward your employment status. So right now, let's say you are BE mechanical and you are not getting employment offers at all, and that's why you pursue for the higher studies. It's not going to work. You will end up in the same situation after 2 years, because you never found out why you want to do higher studies. You have to have this why continuously in front of you, why you are doing higher studies. Is this making sense, guys? Okay, I may be talking little non-technical right now. Just type in MS if this is making sense. So this why you want to do higher studies is very, very important. Don't just blindly go after your friend. Don't just blindly go after your parents' pursuit. Don't just blindly go after your maybe seniors saying that, okay, do the higher studies. I may be getting, he is also jobless right now, but he is still asking you to do higher studies. It's not going to make a lot of sense. Is it making sense, guys? So the why part, why you want to do higher studies, is very, very important. Clear? Fine. Next. So I covered about experience for employment after the higher studies is important for what? For job. Okay. And then of course you will have various types of jobs. The job can be teaching field. That's a great job to have. You can enter into the research field, you can enter into a working field, you can enter into a postdoctoral studies just after your post graduation. So there are multiple fields available for your pursual when you are going to complete the higher studies part. Now, there are going to be some important aspects when you are doing the higher studies. Okay, and that is the first aspect is internship. There are two types of internships. Where is the eraser? Yeah, sorry, misspelled it. So there are two types of internships. One is going to be let's call it as a technical, or yeah, I'll call it as a work internship or a technical internship, where it's not your project. You are just going there in the organization and working on the existing project and understanding how exactly the project is getting executed. And there is a project internship, which is your own project, and the company has, or the organization has, allotted some funds or time or resources for your project. So you are the owner here and you are not owner here. Okay, so the internship option is very important. Fine, this you can do in your pre-final or pre-final year, that is just after taking admission, in between the semesters. You may not be able to do it, you may not be able to do the internship while you are actually into the college. So the internships are going to be, this particular internship is going to be in between semesters. So you may get two internships to be done. One is after your first semester is over, or after your in between your graduation and admission to the uh, post-graduation first year. So that can be one way. So you can have maximum of 3 or 4 internships which you can do. Minimum of 2 internships which you should target for. What is importance of internship? You go into the environment where you are going to work in future. The whole idea of internship is make sure you are familiarizing yourself into the work environment. That's why you need internships. All right. And of course, this internship is going to be most important, which is doing a project of your own, either by your own self or into the organization. This is making sense. And this is going to be a master's project. That means you are going to work alone. You will not have any team, and you will have a problem statement which will be critical. It's not going to be something which is very easy, or it can be copied easily. That's never going to happen. So you will have something which is sort of an innovation, but at the same time, but more than innovation, it has to be understanding the entire process. Okay, so if it is a product development cycle, let's imagine you are into MTech CAD CAM. You will try and understand how exactly CAD, CAM, and CAE work together. That can be the best project part for you. If you are into mechanical design, you should be able to understand the mechanical design aspect. What is the customer side of it? How exactly you download the questions or answers to the questions, and then move forward. So this is all going to be your own baby, and that's going to matter a lot for job interviews. Nothing matters more than the project, MTech project, what you have done. Based on this, you are going to get the relevant job. Is this making sense? So you have to focus on internships. Either it can be technical internships and it will be a project internship. So you'll have to choose very well and which are the companies who are offering project internships. Like we do offer project internship for an entire year because we have a lot of defense problem statements. And the defense problem statement advantage is they are in public. That means if you go on Army Design Bureau website, there are problem statement 123 problem statements listed by Indian Army to work on. So there is no data sharing issue. There is nothing which is required as far as the NDA and other bit is concerned. It's all in public. So you can start working with organizations like ELENO by taking training on in LSDYNA, Hypermesh and other bit. Similarly, there are multiple ways of doing internships, project internships in various organizations. So if you are in manufacturing side, you can have a manufacturing internship done at various manufacturing organizations. It can be quality control, it can be scrap management, it can be reduction in waste, it can be lean management, it can be floor plan management. All these things are also going to be very important. If you are in heat power, you can work in companies like Thermax or companies like Babcock Wilcox or Forbes Marshall. All these things, all these organizations are going to work in heat power domain. So essentially what I'm trying to convey to you is your project is gateway for your job, especially for MTech students. And if you are not able to do your project well, I don't mean successful project completion for a problem statement. I really mean the efforts to be put in for a better process flow execution. Okay, understand me clearly. Your output results. It may happen that you are not getting the results which you are expecting to get, but you are getting results which are a little bit off. It is still considered as a successful project completion if you are following the workflow of the project. So you did all the literature survey, you did all the important understanding, and then you went forward for the project execution. So you followed all the SOPs, all these things you followed, and you actually understand how a project gets executed. Is this making sense? Okay. So this is the most important aspect which I want to cover. I'll just recall everything and then we will have open question answer. So the first question, first slide you can see is why you are entering into higher studies domain. This is not a one-line answer. It may take maybe 1 week to maybe 2 months to get to the answer. You will have to ask it subconsciously to your own self. Why you want to do higher studies? Why exactly or what exactly motivates you to do the higher studies? This is very important. You will have to do the root cause analysis. Once you have decided that yes, I'm going to go for higher studies, in that case, you are going to first of all identify the domain which you are going to do your higher studies in. And you will also identify where is the best curriculum for what I'm looking forward to. Here you may need a mentor. Okay, it may be possible that you don't know all of the things about the domain, but you know that this is the domain which I want to pursue. It can be automotive, it can be design, it can be CAD/CAM, it can be thermal or that heat power, or it can be composites. There are multiple domains which are available for higher studies for mechanical engineers. So you will need a mentor. The mentor can be from the college side or can be an industrial guide or can be someone in your family or in a friend circle. But try and get your conversation as precise as possible. Don't just ask, "Are ye college kaisa hai?" That's not going to give you get you a correct answer. That's not a correct guidance. You will have to ask very specific questions. All right. Then the second step or the third step, I will call it, is you have to decide whether you are focusing on, you cannot do both. That's for sure. You cannot do both. The money management is different aspect. Entire family management is different aspect when you go for India or abroad. The job aspects are also going to be different. Okay. So if you are planning for India, you will have two options or three options. Rather, I would say IITs, NITs. I will categorize them as two different things. IITs are different, NITs are different, and the third category is private category. All right. Then there is abroad market, and I categorically told you it's my personal opinion that US, Germany, and Sweden are the only three options which you should pursue if you are going to go the post graduation abroad as a mechanical engineer. In US, you will have 4 or 5 very potent universities: Michigan Tech, Ann Arbor, which is again in Michigan. Then there is Purdue. Of course, there is MIT, and then there is Texas. Okay, so Texas State University. So all these universities you will have to focus on. Try and check which branch actually suits you. Which is the how is the curriculum? How is the reputation? Job is going to be another key aspect. How the placements are happening. All these things. Germany, if you go for Aachen, RWTH, Aachen is there. Sweden, if you go for, there is Chalmers. So only these three nations you should focus on. No Australia, no UK, no France, no Italy. Okay, no Japan, no China. Okay, make sure you are focusing on only these three. Then you will have to, once you decide whether it is India or abroad, then only you can decide on entrance exam. Am I right? Correct. So unless you decide what is it that you are going to pursue for, what is your target, you cannot target for Satara and go on Solapur road. You will have to start running on Satara road to reach Satara, right? So that's how you have to focus on. Is it India or abroad? If it is India, is it IITs, NITs, you will have to prepare for GATE. If it is private, you will have to prepare for that. All right, then entrance exam, very important. For working professionals, you may have to take 1 month or 2 month break before your entrance exam to entirely immerse yourself in entrance exam preparation. Then you will have to make sure your experience is in line with what you are going to learn in your masters. Experience for employment is extremely important for you to get good job after higher studies, period. All right. And then I talked about 2 types of internships, technical and project. So those who are looking forward project internship, there are small organizations, medium-sized organizations, large organizations. In large organizations, there is possibility that your learning will not be so much. You will have just a paper weight. That means weight of that organization name is there. But in medium or small organization, it's going to be extremely important for you to give 100% of your own so that your project becomes successful. Okay, and you will have to do the technical internships as I discussed earlier between these semesters. 1 month, 2 months, it can be online, it can be offline. I would highly recommend you to go into the office, absorb the environment, check how people work, check or understand who are the best performing people and who are the mediocre people. Try and get to the insights of why they are best performing. What is exactly the performance criteria in a performing organization itself? That is going to give you a lot of insights, okay, of working conditions, choosing an organization, all other bit. Just saying that wow, OEM is the great place to work is not going to help, because there are good and bad people in all types of organizations. So you cannot just focus on a brand and then dive into that brand notion and get nothing out of it. Making sense? That's all I wanted to share for today. If you have any questions, just let me know. You all your mics are unmute. Anyone can unmute and talk, and we will have an open conversation of any questions, any doubt, anything which I right now mentioned, and then we can call it a day. Okay, go ahead. Yes, before I go for Varsha, before I go for question, type in useful if you found this information useful. Was that useful? Have you taken it down? Have you understood? Shall I share this presentation with you? Okay, I am not naming it. I'm not doing anything. The already exists. Do you want to replace one second? So there is this career guidance. What is today's date? 1st of June, right? 1st June 2024. There you go. And I will just share it with you guys. Share with people. Can view. Not sure. 1 second. Yeah, there you go. Get a sharing link. Create a view on the link. Copy. And can you just try if this link opens, if this presentation opens? Yeah, Vikas found it useful, Mayur found it useful, Yash found it useful, Vedant found it useful, Varsha found it useful. How about you, Ankush, Ramki, Shubham? Do you want any other information? Or if not, I would really be happy to add something useful, right? Yeah, okay. Can you just check if this is working? If this link is working?
Yes, sir, working.
Working, right? Okay, all right, good. So you have this presentation, but uh, don't be lazy to write down, because that connects your mind, your body, and your brain. Mind and brain are two different things. So mind, body, and brain, if they are connected, that's the only way. The pen and paper is the only way which connects all these three. All right. Okay. So let me check the question which is asked by Varsha. So Varsha is asking, I'm doing automobile engineering UG and I'm interested in automobile safety, crash analysis. I will be learning FEM in my next semester. Correct. I want to learn LSDYNA and use it for automobile crash analysis. Try to get an internship in the same. Can you guide me? Yes, we have LSDYNA license, which is a commercial license. So it's not a training license. We are using vehicle. We are right now doing vehicle crash. Current project, I'll just tell you what is it that is going on in roof crash analysis. We are actually converting the entire roof from the steel roof to the composite roof to save mass, but it has to pass the regulation. So that kind of internship we also provide. But having said that, you will have to focus on learning part in your first semester and applying that part into the internship. So you may go for learning in the current semester. So you can learn within 3 or 3.5 months the entire LSDYNA with us. So we have the courses and other bit. And then you can actually focus on the internship where you will apply your own skills so that you get an answer, and your your final year project can also be in LSDYNA. Okay, and that can be either in high speed impact or bullet penetration, or it can be vehicle crash or security barriers, or it can be electromagnetics. All these things you can explore. Okay, so Varsha, you can connect with me. This is my number, guys. So I have a single number, and this is same number for WhatsApp and call. So you can simply connect me over WhatsApp. I'll send you whatever best possible. I don't want to sell courses here. Okay, so this is not a course selling platform. I just want to give you an option because it's a very specific question you asked, which is about LSDYNA. So we are there to help you. Our courses are already running, and there are 1,000+ students who are already enrolled in our courses. Okay, so that's not a big deal. All right. Any other question, guys?
Yeah, sir. This is Ramki.
Yes,
Hello.
Ramki.
Yeah, present I'm working in CADMAX client to Hyundai. But actually I'm working in junior modular on LSDYNA profile. I want to upskill now.
How many years you are working?
I am working 1 year 5 months.
So high time you will have to learn some or the other solver and switch your.
Yeah. but you only telling only just modeling process only.
Right, I know. So that's a
Yeah.
good part. Don't worry. That's actually a very good part you are doing, because
Yeah.
your experience as a modeler is always
Yeah.
going to be rewarding when you are going to learn LSDYNA.
Yeah.
So,
Next process I don't know how to do. I'm asking to you. That was okay.
guys, allow me to share my screen. Just a minute. So I think Varsha also has a similar question. That's why I will just take this opportunity to share my screen. Let me open.
But sir, but
Yeah.
actually I know the how to give the rigid connections, and I have a joints. You know that much of process I know.
Right. So that's only the halfway or maybe 10-20% process.
Yeah. I don't know how to assign the materials.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
just a minute. I'll show you something, and maybe this link also you can simply utilize.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah. So this is our website. I think you guys are able to see. This is our learning management system. And if you go to all courses, you will actually see the entire list of courses which we offer. And here I would suggest you to go for this gold membership, where you will have practical LSDYNA session, seating system, not CAE, but seating system product session. This one, LS pre-post also going to be there. LSDYNA theory sessions will be there. And there will be an interview and Q&A and whatnot, basics of engineering, all these sessions. So you can simply enroll for our gold membership, and that is going to give you a lot of information about LSDYNA, how to build it in an independent way, or how to exactly work with LSDYNA, so that even if you switch your profile or want to switch your profile, you will be confident enough to crack the interview. So the whole aim is to upgrade yourself. It's like process of upgrading the operating system. So we are going to go forward with direct connections in LSDYNA, either using LS prepost or using hypermesh or using ANSA. That doesn't matter. The preprocessor will never matter. And then you are going to start the analysis part of it. Okay, so Mayur actually went through our training long back, but there is no other guy who actually went through our training. So that is something which you can do. Our training is extremely hands-on, and whatever training we provide is all industrial. So it's not, as I said, it's not a training license, it's a commercial license. So you can explore whatever you want to explore. Okay, Ramki. And this is all online, so you can learn anytime, anywhere you are.
Okay. Sir.
So you can connect me on WhatsApp. As I said, this is my number. So we can have a one-to-one discussion if required. And you can, all the working professionals get a scholarship at ELENO. We love working professionals, and we give scholarships to working professionals just to make sure that they are getting rewarded for taking a step to learn. It's very difficult to go into a learning phase, start earning. Am I right? So you can always.
Your voice is breakable.
Am I audible now, guys?
Yeah.
Is audible, right? So what I was telling, you can connect with me on my number through WhatsApp. I will share the entire information, curriculum part with you, and we offer scholarships to all working professionals. So you can avail that scholarship as well. that everything I will explain you over WhatsApp or over a one-to-one phone call.
Okay, sir.
All
Sir,
right, guys.
yeah, hello. But actually, sir, I'm undergraduated. I'm to next step to go to the PG, post graduation. I want to do on a working profession. I have to do the PG continue.
Yeah, that's good.
But actually, you can do an type autonomous college type two. Okay, you can do. This
You
course.
mean to say while working, you are planning for the post graduation?
For a salary and next I want to on submit that one only. But
Okay.
actually mechanical all subjects are is there. But post graduation only one subject is there. Only CAD CAM and CAD and that one also.
No, there is mechanical design subject which is available. So mechanical design is something which is more rewarding than just doing CAD CAM MTech or ME.
Okay.
So focus on the core part, which is mechanical design part rather than CAD CAM part.
Okay.
All right. So if there are no questions, we can call it a day. It's already 8:20. And you guys are all connected with me over email. So you can put an email. I have already shared my mobile number with you. You can talk to me on chat on WhatsApp, or you can give me a direct call and we will have a one-to-one discussion if there are even further questions. All right. Okay, see you then, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for attending. Thanks for coming down. And we will meet sometime in next week. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.